Hello! Welcome back to the Andrews and Eastern. It is a new day, and we have a new engine. We have the Santa Fe. It's currently stuck behind a whole bunch of other cars, but we do have it. So let's start working on getting these trains out. Passenger trains will take care of themselves. But we're going to want that Santa Fe because I think we're going to have another heavy train over to Whittier. Well, I guess over to Bryson. I need a set more handbrakes. So we'll start in this case, since it looks like all our local cars are together, we'll just try and get some of this put together into a semi-coherent formation. But we're going to be bouncing back and forth between Whittier and Andrews for a bit while we get this set up. Before we send the train from Bryson out, we're going to see if we can get the train from Whittier over to Bryson. And that way we'll have a few more cars heading back, as opposed to shoving everything on the one train again. Which ones are local? You're the local engine. I'm going to send you back to here. And that way you can start grabbing the local cars out. We have committed ownership of the Santa Fe. Yes, Celestial. And there it is. Now we need to renumber the Santa Fe. We're gonna give it 71 because that's extractive effort. That's what we've been doing for a lot of the other ones. Okay, are you? No, you're not enough out of the way. So what we'll do... we're just gonna let you roll back. Up. Yeah, that was a bit hard. And now we do have space for 46. So 46 can grab these cars and start dragging them out. That one's just going to the coaling tower. And I'm also gonna set a few more of these. And I'm going to also put you on waypoint mode, and that way you are auto and you'll start oiling up all of these. And in the meantime, yeah, you got plenty of coolant water. So you come around to here, and once the passenger train is out, you can follow it back to Bryson. Didn't quite get all those cars out of here. Not all of them are quite done. And you can start setting up the first pulpwood train, because there will be a couple. Yeah, we drained all the pulpwood cars. We're going to need more pulpwood. Oh, and of course we do have some cars that need to go back. So we'll get those shoved up pretty quick too. Oh no, wait. Wrong cut. No, you need to go onto that cut. Yeah, now we're good. Now we're good. And, well, those two cars will end up with these cars. It's going to be a bunch of sorting to do. And at some point, we also need to get this out. And, oh yeah, the crews really liked having cabooses. So we bought more cabooses. Alright, how many of these can we get in one go? Three-cylinder Santa Fe's with oscillating poppet valves. That is quite the engine. Yeah, alright. I don't think it'll fit all of these if I try. Nope. Okay, so we'll grab this like that. How about? And of course, our Santa Fe still needs to go get coal and water before we send a train anywhere. So this is going to take a while. And of course, these two trains managed to get onto each other's cuts of cars. Still not sure how that happened. The way the AI set it up. And, oh look, there's a Wesser car. We need that on the first train. So this needs to go with those. And then, I might actually have to switch this train a bit. I think what I might do, as long as you're waiting, we'll get all the Whittier cars together at least. We can see about getting some of this blocked out of it. Okay, the Whittier train should have left by now. Yes. And in the meantime, if I can find your handbrake, there's your handbrake. And you... Oh, first, can you, I guess, go here? No, you go here. And then can you go there? And then 10 will jump back over. Yeah, I know I'm moving really fast here. I apologize if this is a little too fast for you. But you need to go to Bryson. And the cars at Ela, we're just gonna save them till tomorrow. They're in the wrong direction. So we will send you here. I'm gonna have to take care of it for a bit. Standard PLM drunkenness. That is quite the descriptor. Cylinders outside connecting rods between the second and third drive axles, so everyone mistakes them for duplexes. Okay, well, interesting, very interesting. Let's put those cars there. And then 12 needs to do things. Obviously, nothing is going to... Oh, well, you didn't actually go very far, did you? Alright, well, let's grab these cars and shove them out first. Because I think I'm going to need to push those back up a bit more, actually. And of course, we do have, you know, the usual ton of cars getting ready to go out from here. But that is later issue. Right now, our focus is on getting stuff ready to get out. Now what you can do is you can move your train here, and that'll let 55 get its train ready. And we don't actually have anything for the power company, it looks like. Which is interesting. Unless it got stuck on the end of that train? Yeah. No, that's all local stuff. Okay, there's the Colin Tower car. So once this train is out of the way, we can send 55 to get the small train. There's so much stuff going on. And, oh, I missed the car. Afternoon shift. That's your job. I think this is one of the new songs. Oh! Oh, those engines. Yeah, I saw the pictures of that. Those things are goofy. Alright, so you're out of the way. So now 46 needs to do its thing. And everyone else is just saying they're ready. You need to take these cars and send them up. Put them up here. Just shove them all the way up. Because our outbound train is going to need to grab those too. Oh, right. You're auto engineer, so if there's any break you don't like it, well, we'll take care of the any break. Now, 46 is kind of holding things up at the second. And our passenger train is actually really full. Yeah, you people unfortunately don't get a ride. I'd say I need longer trains, but then in the afternoon trains, they are not very full. And I don't feel like adjustable length consists. German Santa Fe. Interesting. I mean, Spanish Santa Fe makes sense, because, you know, the word Santa Fe is Spanish. I don't know which saint it's referring to, but it is Spanish. So that'll fill up the coaling tower. And you're getting those. And yeah, you're also waiting. Actually, I guess what I can do is while you're sitting, you can just grab this car and pluck it on too. I think this does mean that our Whittier cars are going to be a bit... Well, no, the Whittier cars we can put into order. Really nicely, actually. So we'll just have... Yeah. We'll move this car over to start, and then we can do the big grab. And then we're close enough to departure time. Departure is now 6:20 that we're not going to have 46 go all the way into the mill. We're just going to have it get to the end of the siding. We gotta de-handbrake real quick. Okay, you just go to there. And you're good. So those cars will get picked up by the outbound train. And now you can go back to the remaining yours. How are we doing on pulpwood? Okay, we got a lot, so I'm not too worried. We'll just get the second train set up. So the short train to Nantahala does not get a caboose. One of these is for this train, and one of these is for the Whittier train. And of course, yeah, our Santa Fe does need to, like, take coal and water before it goes anywhere. In fact, I think what we can do... Yeah. We'll have you go to... here. And then once everyone else is cleared, you can just come on up and go coal and water. Although I think I do want you to leave your cabooses back here and we'll just bang into them. And there goes our first passenger train. Or our second passenger train. There we go. You're now actually kind of on the wrong end, but that is okay. This car. It really should be on the this end of the train, but we'll deal with it. Alright, so that'll get all the pulpwood cars out. So now you can get out and you can start your trip up afterwards. And with the passenger train out of town, you can start doing your thing. Which for now is just going to be to shove your way into here. And then we can sort things out from there. And then all these cars will be not quite in order, but they'll be pretty darn close. Yeah. I'm not entirely sure what you're referring to there, Celestial. I'm getting it's a TF2 reference, but that's about it. So first, you go up and get cold and watered. Take care of the hopscotch of that. And we'll just check our bearings. They should all be good, but you never know. Yep, these ones are all, well, mostly good. It's not like they're going that far, so they're probably really realistically good. I'm just going to tell you to road yourself forward Hope that your switches are the way I want them. Yeah. And follow that passenger train. Okay, yeah, so you need to take these. Wherever they were. There's the brake. There's the brake. And push them forward a bit. How's our other end doing? Lots of stuff at Hewitt. Lots of stuff at Alarka. No. Apparently not. Hate to break it to you. Okay, the other two trains are good, so we're going to need to deal with those pretty soon. Oh, you should have stopped. You need to stop. There we go. "55 is stopped for another train." Why is there another train? There shouldn't be another train. What's with the other train? No. Okay then. How about this? Go up there. It would have worked if the Santa Fe hadn't left the switch open behind it. Alright, so now 34 can grab those. And I think the Santa Fe, yeah, you need a little bit of manual help here. Yep. And yeah, you're just gonna sit for a bit. I want to get all the other trains taken care of. And speaking of all the other trains, I think the first thing we're gonna do, we got a whole bunch of cars for the freight house yesterday. It's part of our signal upgrades. But we need to swap these cars around. We need to send some out. And we also need you to get on the other end and take these cars up to Walker. I don't know if they'll all fit at Walker, but we need to take them all up. And we'll see what happens when these two trains try to run into each other. And we also have, okay, another car outbound there. And we're not actually going to buy from Atlantic Interchange anymore. Just going to get everything from Scrapalachia. Okay, everything's still stalled here, so now we go back. Whee! So I guess you get to go first. And I think I can tell you just to go straight to Graham County. You will probably need some manual switching once you get to Graham County, but I can tell you to get there. And then we'll send 55 out behind you. And how's our Santa Fe doing? Santa Fe is still taking on water. How's our John Allen doing? John Allen has a few cuts in the train. There's one there. I think there's the other ones in the hoppers somewhere, probably. Okay, so the weight on this train actually isn't too bad. We might be able to make it up this side of Red Marble unassisted. But you know what? We're going to grab the Santa Fe. Yesterday, there were a lot more cars involved. Keep in mind, the Santa Fe is actually not as powerful as the John Allen. The John Allen has 85,000 pounds of tractive effort. This is 71. Now we come back to this yard. And I don't know if you can make it all the way up Walker in one go, because we got that switchback there. And I guess if not, we'll have to break you at the switchback. But we'll try. Nope, okay. So I'm going to tell you to go to here. We're going to spend this entire session just setting up trains, aren't we? Oh, well, I guess it would help if I didn't take the outbound cars with you, huh? Alright, you put this with those outbound cars. And then you can shove them back in. And then we have a few more to pick up. I think the ones at the furniture plant are going to have to wait. And we're going to try this again. You, road, ludicrous speed. You've got a light train. The aesthetically pleasing engines are the ones that are bad. I don't know, I like the look of the P48 better than the P43. And it's more powerful. Alright, you have an acceptable amount of coal on, so we're gonna tell you to head back and grab this train. And then we'll MU you together, and you can also head on out. Yeah, I think yesterday's outbound train was actually heavier. Although we do have a few more cars to pick up over here, so always time. Head back here. And then, of course, we do have to take some cars back over to Whittier. And we're probably going to do that as soon as the Mikado gets back and is cold and watered up, because the sawmill is going to run out of logs otherwise. Yeah, it's already down to half. It doesn't take a lot right now, but we still want to get them filled up. And I guess just to help things out, our road power going back is now going to be another new engine. Well, new-ish. We finally got the Mastodon fixed. This is the one that was wrecked over by Ela. So we're going to use it on the daily train. Alright, and we'll have you go ahead and pick up this car. And actually, we'll just... You can put it with your caboose and then take the caboose back. Yeah, the 30 is nice, but the 40 has, well, a third again as much power. Alright, are these 7 cars, or are these 4 cars all going to fit on one track? And how is 71 going to play now? So, we come back. Tie the whole... We fall to the earth. I wish this game loaded its ground faster. We set you to MU. Actually, we are also going to set you to manual. And now we take you, and I think, oh, I like this song. This is a good one too. I think if I just tell you to go forward, you'll go forwards, right? Follow the other trains. I never did change the whistle on this. I might want to think about that at some point. And this one also has the weird offset whistle, but it does have the bell in the proper position. There we go. Okay, that's good. Now we can spend more time focusing on the other end of the railroad. We shouldn't have any other conflicts until the 2 passenger trains come together. So yeah, this is the Mastodon. This was added in the last big update. It's a C40 480. Now, what's interesting is, I've seen a lot of people cite period sources saying that Mastodon is supposed to be 410. But one of those period resources assigns the name to both the 480 and the 410 at different parts in the same book. And since there were A, more 480s, and B, one of those 480s was actually called Mastodon, I feel comfortable saying that the 480s are the Mastodons. And if anyone disagrees, you are entitled to your wrong opinion. Alright, now that I don't have you trying to drag the entire outbound train with you, now can you make it up here? Apparently so. Good. Alright, and now the other car... Wait, which cars got delivered? Oh. I guess 3 of those cars were actually for the freight house. Okay. I didn't know which ones were for the freight house and which ones for the signals for the freight house. Well, now go grab this one, and then we can finish getting the train together. Put this with the caboose. And then I guess you can take that and go get the rest of your train. These cars do need to stay. And if you'll also notice, we have apparently now scrapped most of the cars that were sitting here. And I bet if we go look at our finances real quick... Yeah, last night, we got almost as much from Scrap-Alachia as we did from delivering pulpwood. That's impressive. Oh yeah, and there's our engineer build. Because once again, using the auto engineer is not free. It's worthwhile, but it's not free. This does mean if we want to, we could buy more things to scrap. How's the Pacific doing? Still 28%. Wow. Oh, you're going the long way. Okay. These cars, I think, are just going to stay here because, in terms of repair parts, we actually have a lot of repair parts. And we shouldn't need to go retrieve any more broken stuff. You know, unless we have a big, horrible wreck somewhere. You're shoving up to tail track. I think we're actually bringing up more cars than can fit on those tracks. And how's our parade on the east side doing? Topped in. Those two trains are neck and neck. And other train is still struggling to catch up. Good. And 46 is sitting until I'm ready for it. As long as the cars get swapped today, that's all that really matters, you know. Do we have cars up here waiting to go out? Can't remember. No. But we do, I think, have cars at lower. Yeah, we got some pulpit cars there. 40's getting its train together. Just gonna star these two because we do in fact use them. And just as a reminder, what this stream is telling you is that it is possible to run the entire railroad with just one person. As long as you don't try dragging Silva into the mix. Or Alarka. It's difficult, but it's possible. We'll throw this car over there. And I guess we should wait for 10 to come back before we send 40 out. I wonder where all the trains are going to meet. 71 and 34 might need to wait at Topton for the other passenger train. And then you're going to need a run around. Yeah. So we got stuff going on. Let's go look at... That said, with two engines, we are making track speed up the hill. So while it's possible 34 could have dragged it by itself, we're now pulling a lot more efficiently. Just ignore that it's a Bluetooth engine until 34 renders, okay? There we go. See? And meanwhile, 12's trying. 12's doing its best. That hasn't stalled yet. If needed, 55 can give it a shove. Actually, 12 is doing... It's doing 23 miles an hour. It's doing alright. We'll come back to the west end real quick. So there you go. So now you can grab this, get it ready to go. And 10 needs to get its cars spotted. Conveniently enough, they all fit. And they all go to Walker for... yeah. Some of these should probably have stayed at Connolly Creek. If I may be brutally honest with myself. Connolly only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I thought the game started with 8, but I guess not. Or maybe I deleted one at some point. Maybe one fell in the pond when the last railroad left. We'll just put you up there out of the way for a sec. It's 40. So now we're just dealing with 2 engines at the moment. Everything else is on the move. We could, of course, go back and start switching out the Snowbird with 46. I might wait and just do that off camera when it's not quite so busy. And of course, once things start coming down the mountain, I have to keep an eye out because we'll get another stack up. Trains will start going to the wrong place. I also have to remember that it takes 71 off at Nantahala, because it'll be helping 40 come back over. So we'll start by spotting cars there. Those are not very long tracks, so we might not get a full spot on them. Alright, we will put these on that track, and then we can start banging things into it. And now it's all 10 show. We do have a bunch of outbound cars there. A bunch of Hewitt. These can never seem to load in the proper order. Just curious how they made the tracks so long with the loading areas so short. And yes, in theory I could take some down to Lower Walker if I wanted to. But part of my self-imposed rule for this one is that Upper Walker only handles logs and Lower Walker only handles pulpwood, because Lower Walker can only handle pulpwood. Yeah, I think we're gonna have a couple more cars sitting over somewhere. This is a fun way to play this with some self-imposed challenges. It's a good way to do it without adding more map mods. Pretty much all the map mods use Rail Loader. Scrapalachia seems to be the exception. And I have heard mixed things about Rail Loader, so I am not going to use it. That is not 5 minutes of separation. That might be 5 minutes of separation. 55 is going to end up going the wrong way. Okay, yeah, so these cars aren't all going to fit. So we'll just have you go back down now. And you can grab the, if I can find them, the remaining pulpwood cars and bring them back down the hill. And then we can throw those all onto one train. And once that train is together, grab coal, grab water, grab the log cars, and go. I don't know which cut we want first. I guess we'll grab that cut first. Those are pretty much all empty, and these are pretty much all full. Not that empty and full... Oh, that one's full too. Not that that really matters much in this game, but it is good operating practice. Oh, and we better flip that marker. These ones are not charter caboose. They are just regular caboose. So, they don't haul passengers, but these trains are so slow, the passengers would time out if we tried. So we'll grab that, and we'll grab that and knock it into there, then grab this and knock it into there, and then grab the next pulpwood and throw it all on, and away we go. I don't know how far, but we'll go. In terms of other rail news, I'm not going to comment much on the UP Norfolk Southern merger proposal, other than there's a long way to go before it's final, so anything could still happen. And I leave it at that. Let's at least get these all tied in. And you can bonk into that. I hope you can make it out of Andrew, or out of Bryce in one piece. I haven't considered that part. I might need to have 11 give you a push. Okay. 12 is made at the top 10. I think I'm actually going to take a moment to grab 55 and have you slow down, get some separation. And that way when this thing gets in to Graham County, 55 doesn't immediately follow it. Okay, you're now down the first switchback. And you still have one switchback to go. I guess the other thing I can do is, while the Santa Fe's sitting here, it can grab the boxcar for Union and go grab that. I think I've done that trick before. Because the eastbound train, or the westbound train showed up at the same time as the local. Now you grab the rest. And I just realized I think we left the cars in. Yep. Okay, those are now going on the afternoon train back. Great. I can see we're not making enough money to be a class 1, but we are acting like a class 1. Okay, 12 is about to need some more assistance. Because I'm going to need to get these cars actually coherently spotted on the loading tracks. And I also, for 50's sake, I'm going to do that and that so it gets into the siding. Like, yeah. 40 I'm not too worried about because it's waiting on 10 anyway. Now you can shove your train back there. And then you'll be good. So now we can take a moment and go look at 40 again. Probably should have kept these pulpit cars with me when I made this grab so that I have all the pulpit cars together. As opposed to just, you know, sending all the cars together. Wasn't quite thinking that. Oh, hey, look, you got your cars. So now you can also bring those back down the hill. Good thing you guys didn't want a caboose. Can you imagine if I had to deal with yet another caboose? Sheesh. So now what I've got to watch out for, and we'll let 55 pick up speed again now, is I want to make sure 70 and 71 don't try and nose into it. So 12's pretty much done for the bit. These cars are going to need a load. So my next thing is probably going to be the passenger trains meeting here. And they're timed so they should hit Wesser at roughly the same time. Sometimes one of them has to wait for the other. Yeah. Okay, yeah, this is actually going to be a pretty long train. Might need to have 40 and... No. I might need to have 40 and 55 swap duties this afternoon. So now you wait for the rest of the pulpit. And if we look at the map, 10 is on its way back. Yeah. And we've now blocked in 11, so it can't even go switch to the other place. I guess what I can do, just for a moment, we can let 46 finally get some work done. So the R cars go there. The SH cars are going to have to go over. Just to make sure. That one, yeah, that one goes over there as well. Some of the PO cars ended up at the back. Bummer. That's okay, we can do them in 2 cuts. With so much to do, it definitely seems like a never a dull moment kind of railroad. Oh wow, you really slowed down there. And then, yeah, we'll grab all the outbounds roughly the same time, I think. Or maybe we'll just start grabbing them now. I don't know. Alright, so now we're going to come to here. We're going to save, and we're going to throw that switch. So now you are stopped, and you're going to be here for a bit. We gotta wait for the passenger trains, and we gotta wait for the other train. The other train is gonna go in the hole, and wait for the passenger train. And then 55 will follow up to Hewitt and switch there, and 71, I guess, will take the boxcar off of the queue and switch here. Used a lot of coal on that. So I want to cut you off here. So uncut you out. Oh, you don't want to keep the train brake applied. And 46 is going to go back in the hurry up and wait territory. And of course, once again, we have to keep an eye on the passenger trains. Looks like this one is going to get there first, though. We might actually have to go deal with 10 first. 10's on into the yard, it looks like. Just judging off the speed. Look at all that tonnage go. Alright, we'll deal with you real quick. Well done, good and faithful servant. Go get some coal. That's how that verse goes, right? And you grab that and put it on there, and then you can vanish. You can vamoose. Vamoose, that's a fun word. Okay, so this time the train from Andrews got to Wester a lot faster. I might just need a... Oh, does 48 have any coal? I haven't thought about that. I think you've got enough. If not, there's a helper in Nantahala now. And while you are waiting, you, I guess, can go, what? Okay, let's throw the first switch. Go put that on and then come back to your train. Just to make sure you, yeah, you do fit. I was slightly worried about that. And back to 40. 40 is your train back together. Your train is all ready. Alright, let's tell 40. For now, go to... Or should I tell you to go? There's Hemingway. I think for now, go to Alarka. I think you'll actually get up to, like, McLean before you have to pull over. But for now, we'll say Alarka. That's a lot of tonnage, but I think it can get out of Bryson. And in the meantime, ping. Passenger trains met. And ahead of schedule, even. I actually think I'll have you go into the siding behind him, and that way 71 can get where it needs to go. But we can also take a moment and go service up 10. Yep. Just to make sure I don't have you on some weird... Nope. Okay, you can go track speed. That's just a lot of weight. I might have to send someone to go help you over the hill. But we've also got an unusual amount of pulpwood going out this time, so that's part of it. back to 55 now. Yeah, I think I'm going to have 40 and 55 swap places this afternoon. We'll make 55 the other road engine and see if the Mastodon can switch. We'll get you ready to do some switching too. Santa Fe doing switching. Who would have thunk? We do also need to make sure these switches all reset. Yeah, we're good. Actually, I'll just have you come to here. The nice thing is that every engine can make it everywhere on the railroad in terms of wheelbase. It's just some of them can't go very fast around these curves. So for example, if we go to our Santa Fe, it is large, so it cannot go very fast around some of these curves. Compare that to, say, the G25, which is S. It can go pretty fast. Or our... oh, I haven't used that switcher yet. Our Bryson switcher is XS, so it can go around the curves very easily. Alright, now I got 2 trains stacked up and waiting. Let's use our roster and we'll keep an eye on 40. See if it stalls on the hill or not. But in the meantime, I'll also go back over to 10. And now that you've watered and coaled up, you can grab your cars and head back over to Whittier. And we do have them spotting at a couple places. This is kind of nostalgic. 10 was one of our first engines. 40 is starting to slow. If it comes to it, 11's just going to go back and push. And I guess we can now send 46 to go do some stuff again. We'll wait to grab the outbound cars until later, so that because I think that pulp car will fill up if we give it time. In the meantime, we'll have it take the cars that need to be run around and just put them on another track, and we'll run around them later. And again, there probably will be more shoving of cars around later. How much of that appears on camera, I don't know. Because I think once one of the passenger trains gets to the terminus, we'll call stream. And then I might just play through some more until the Santa Fe is ready to send someone over the hill. Because that ought to make an interesting episode. And 71 will probably also switch by hand. There's enough we can do with that. Fortunately, these are internal service cars, so it doesn't really matter if they're delayed. Just annoying. Yeah, 71's made its dunk as well. Here we go. Not quite the right song, but I guess 10 is going to be moving logs. Uh, 40 is still struggling, but it's moving. For now, I will tell you to come over to here, and from there we can sort things out further. Alright, so now we'll come to 71, and it's time for some switching and some kicking. And just pray that 41 makes it. We're gonna switch both of these at the same time even. How's that for fancy? We will have to run around something, but we can do it. Okay, yeah, so they got through Wesser really quick. I set the timetables up assuming a longer stop at Wesser. And the way this railroad runs, you never really know. It's actually gonna work. Not quite. Okay, so now needed a little more space between the switches. That's okay. Now we can make it work. Give them a kick. And then we just keep an eye on them. How's 40 doing? 40 is still moving. 40 is moving. 40 is good. And then you can just move straight back down into the short runaround track. And then from there you can, well, run around. There's our passenger train, so 34 is almost ready to make its move, and it's going to go to Wesser first. Because it's got the car to drop off there. I think you're doing fine on coal. This is a heavy train, though, but I think you're doing fine. That's one reason I want to get these coal cars over to East Whittier so our trains can actually fuel up there. I meant to have it fuel up in Bryson and then just got busy and forgot. So yeah, you go to there. Okay, 40 made it to Hemingway. We will send it to... I think we can... yeah. 40 can make it to Brooks, I think. And it'll meet the passenger train at Brooks, and then the other freight at McLean. Yeah. We're good. We're good. We're all good here. So now what happens if I tell you to go here? What are you gonna do? Is that forward or backwards? Oh, okay, that was forward. It wasn't quite clear. And how much time do you actually have here? Only 2 minutes. That's not enough time to go top off at the Koba. It is enough time. Oh, no. It is enough time for you to run around. Speaking of which, you should probably throw that switch. And then all of you can fall off. I think that's the way we want to do it, so that when the next train comes, we can just cut off and put this on front. And I'm not sure if that's going to be 55 or 40 coming back first. Oh, well, 12 is ready, though. So, 12 needs to run itself around. But then it can... How many cars is this? It's a cut of 5. We'll grab one more, make it 6, and then it can start dragging 6s up to Topton. I think it can get one set of 6 up the top in time. Okay, 40 is actually going to be closer than I thought. And, oh, I forgot, I needed to grab cars at Ela. But it's going to be running solo. We can grab them on the way back. It's only going to have a few cars coming back. Yeah, so you just grab the first 6 on tier and head up the top then. Just make sure you are not fouling. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It might just knuckle back together. Nope. Apparently not. Okay. And head back to, I don't know, how about here? Should give you enough distance. Good. And 40 is highballing, and according to the map, it will make it to Brook sometime. Okay, good. So I think 55 is going to be our next train. Yeah. So now we grab 55 and we switch. And we're going to be kicking again. Of course, the cars we want are all the way in the back. Actually, no, hang on. We're gonna cut those cars off. I think. Yeah. And that way, everything we want to do is on the back. I think the last time I had to do a full map, there wasn't actually anything at Hewitt or Wesser. I wonder it felt so much easier the last time I had the whole map by myself. And then we'll grab these and kick them in. There was something else relevant in train news today. Can't think of what it was. I did see something from, I think it was Voestalpine, manufacturer of railroad track components, that they have successfully started making rails with a process that is not quite carbon-free, I don't think, but a lot closer to it. Instead of using coal to turn iron and scrap metal into steel, they use hydrogen. And if they can use green hydrogen, that is hydrogen generated by renewable energy, it is in fact a clean process. The only emissions are water vapor as opposed to tons and tons of carbon dioxide. I don't understand the details of the process. I'm not a steelmaker myself, but it does sound like a pretty cool and promising technology. Alright, we'll get 10 where it needs to go. And that where it needs to go is up the branch. I think if I did this right, your first stop, or your first cut of cars is that one. Yes. Oh, hang on. Hard stop for you. Now we need to start kicking. And now we're probably going to stop picking to make sure that we don't overshoot some of these cars. Well, we can try picking. Nope, that did not go where it needed to. Keep in mind, it's uphill that way. So a super hard kick can cause problems. You could please just couple real quick. Thank you. And you can stop. Okay, 40 I guess is clear to keep rolling. We'll just get this tied in real quick. And waypoint you there, and then 40, I think we said... 40, not 30. 40, I think we said to McLean for now. I don't think we can hold 34 that long at Lesser. Speaking of which, how full is that? That one's not really that full, so we're gonna have... It's gonna be a while. I'm gonna have to do with something with all of these cars while we're switching the coal plant. Sir, you have vastly overshot where you needed to be. And now I've got so many trains in motion, I can't even remember where everything is supposed to be. Oh, that's right. 12 is sitting at Topton. And it's going to sit at Topton for a little while. And 55 is going to run around and it can start switching here. Well, can't really go anywhere for a bit because it's got the passenger train coming its way. And 10 has successfully delivered those cars. And these will not take very long to load. So, I'm just going to have you come up and drop them and sit with them for a bit. $48 is... Where's 48? Please tell me... Okay, 48's almost the top end. It'll be fine. I can probably get you on the train just as fast. So, note to self, the Pacifics can in fact make a round trip, or at least the P-48, can in fact make a round trip from Andrews to Whittier and back on one load of coal. It's probably better that it doesn't, but it can. Alright, and I'm just going to tell you to go to... I don't know. How about... send you to Brooks again? I think you can make it all the way to... Well, you know what? I think you can make it all the way to Alarka. And I want you to make it all the way to Alarka. You are going to have to deal with the fact that there's an oncoming train, but it should get out of your way. Alright, and let's go back to 55 and finish our switching. And we're just going to switch with 55 for a bit. 46 is just going to be sitting off camera for a bit. And 12 will be almost ready to go back for more cars. We'll do this by hand. It's more fun that way. Yeah, we are now coming to the end of the musical set. So we'll restart again pretty soon. Out of interest, is it still going to try and make me do interest? Yeah, it still wants me to make an interest payment on no loan. I don't get that. So, kick that. But not super hard because it's a downhill. Also, it feels really warm in my house. It kind of is actually really warm, but not terribly so. Hopefully I can get it cooled off a bit tonight. Okay, so it does look like 55 is going to be the first train back out. Back up the hill. little bit of a brake check there. A little bit more of a brake check. Just want to keep that speed under the magic number. .40 is holding where it needs to hold. Put some brakes there. You can grab your train and keep going. And 12, I guess now we can come back to 12 and get the rest of the pulpit sorted out. Set a couple handbrakes. So we'll grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I think we'll just take the remaining 5. And then we'll leave the other 3 for the afternoon train. And in the meantime, 55 comes back for water. And we'll have 71 take coal. I don't think you'll need water right now, but I will have you take coal. Got plenty of coal in there, so that's not going to be an issue. Very good. 46 is not doing anything right now, so I guess we can tell 46 to go do something again. And in that case, something is go drop off all these cars. So, good on you. Everyone else is in hurry up and wait mode. 40 will be moving pretty quick, though. Well, 764 tons now, but then 71's got a couple cars as well. Can't remember the tonnage math. I think we'll see if 55 can make it up unassisted, and then 71 will just assist 40 with the other 2 cars. Line for the main. And you go there. Yeah. And the other train is passed, so 40 can make its way to... I'm gonna have you stop outside Nantafela for the moment. Yeah, with just these 4 cars, I think 55 can make it. If not, we have a helper. It's nice being able to say that. We have a helper. And overshot. Probably doesn't even need water, but we'll do it. But we do want you to at least get up the top then before we send the next train up. How's your tender doing? Yeah, you're doing fine. If I really wanted, you could grab all these cars. But to avoid clogging up the hill too much, we'll just do the ones we've got. Alright, 55. Go to Topton. Hang on. We've got more space on this track, so shove them all the way in. Definitely starting to lag. That might just be because I'm streaming, though. And hey, our other passenger train is at Bryson. Yay! Oh wait, you've got one for each. Oh, I didn't notice that. Yeah, this one goes the other way. We're gonna have to run around that car too. So we'll put this one on that track for the other outbound cars. Put in the new tank car, which is... I can't remember which railroad that is. So we're taking out an ES&DT car, and if we can get an ES&DT car off of our railroad, that's always a good thing, you know? Of course, we just brought an ES&D car on. How much was that again? Woo! Money! And we'll do some more kicking here. This is not the sort of thing I would advise doing on a real railroad. But we are not on a real railroad, we are on a digital recreational one. And we'll shove coal cars in. And you'll just go till you stop, I think. 55 is still... 55 is moving slowly, but it's moving. And so that means it's gonna make it. Knock on wood. And in terms of passenger trains, that one's almost here, so that's good. It's slow around this corner. I think that's just because it's a big engine. Right, put that one there, and then run around. So we're gonna have, looks like 3 outbound cars there, and a bit it'll be 4 there, 4 there. And possibly the hoppers if we give it time. And then 10's going to be sitting a bit, but once it's ready, it'll come down, take it down the hill, grab all the outbound cars, and bring them to Bryson for the next train. And I guess we can have, well, 11 will wait until we've got the inbound cars ready. And then 34 will wait to take the outbound. Still climbing. 12 is going to be waiting for 55, because I don't want it to try and make another round trip. Sounds like a good way to make 55 stop on the hill. And that is not what we want. My car's not even ready to go out. Guess we just have another one ready to come in, so that's what matters. Hang on. 12, where are you? Oh, no wait, 12's at Topton, that's what's going on. For some reason I thought it was at Graham County already. And we're gonna adjust 40's. No. We're going to adjust 40's waypoint so it makes it all the way to Nantahala. And then probably towards the start of next stream, we'll get to see the helper run. Oh, 34 is now ready for stuff too, and 34 is a little more important. So we're going to stop you there. And then we're going to shove you back, so the cars for here are all on the main line. This is not the way I would normally recommend doing this. We'll kick the cabooses past that switch. Bring the other cars all the way around there. We probably should bring the cabooses up, but we're not going to. Now, come back around. No. Come that way. Pretty sure it would smack if it tried to do that. Go this way, and it would face the wrong way anyway. But now you're all the way up there, so I think you'll be fine. I wonder if the fact that the switch was already thrown that way gave it a bias. Alright, well, 46, you are ready. So we will tie in the air. And you can start shoving. And hey, our passenger train showed up. Yay! We're going to need to turn you pretty soon. And it isn't early, actually. It was due in a couple minutes. And yeah, you're going to need call. And we didn't actually cycle the lights on, did we? Oh, we just leave the markers always on, apparently. Well, why not? You're going to need those markers coming back anyway. Alright, and now up to the mine with ye. Well, now that we've got everything moving along, it's 43 actually. 40. We'll wait till 43 completes its Eula stop. But I think then we're gonna call stream right here at the end of this song. Once this train is empty, and then it can go start getting turned around. So, no stream this weekend. I'll be doing off family things. Next week, again, probably same day, same time. So, 6 o'clock Wednesday. It seems to be the time I've settled on. All good. All right. $4.97 at ELA for 115 fares. Why are there 115 people doing an ELA? Did we ever get a ticket count for Andrews? Yeah. 1,500. Woo! Brakes. Let's get you spotted for water. You kind of over spotted there. There we go. Bang downhill. I think I need to give you a little more of a shove. But I think we're good otherwise. So, once again, this is the end of the stream. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a good night, and I hope we will see you in the next stream. Until then, have a good night, folks.